Okay, we will call to order the regular meeting of the Batavia City Council for Monday, November 3rd, 2014. Would you all please rise for a brief invocation to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, as always, we are ever mindful of the duties and obligations that befront us as members of the Batavia City Council. And we just ask for guidance and direction and vision and understanding as we deal with the variety of items on our agenda tonight. As always, we want to remember from those from our community who are away from us, serving on foreign soil in defense of the liberties of the United States of America. And we just ask that the men and women in this category, not only from our own community, but from throughout the United States of America, are showered with a special blessing of guidance and protection as they so ably serve us in a very meaningful and needed cause on defense of our liberties. Tonight, as always, we want to remember those from our community who are always maybe sick or infirmed, and we ask that support and guidance and understanding and blessing be showered upon them. As always, we want to also ask for direction, and knowing that each and every member of the City Council is here tonight voting by their minds and hearts to do what is best in the best interests of the community in the days of the future. Amen. Alderman Atek, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ask the City Clerk to please call the roll.
Brown.
Here.
Clark. Here. Atak.
Here.
Stark. Here. Chanzit.
Here.
Wolf.
Here.
Fisher.
Here.
O'Brien.
Here.
Callahan.
Here.
Homan.
Here.
Sam.
Here.
Vasilian.
Here.
Saron.
Here.
McFadden.
Here. Let the record reflect that all 14 elected members of the City Council are present and accounted for, so we obviously have the necessary quorum to conduct business. Moving then to item number 4 on our agenda, which are items to be removed, added, or changed on tonight's agenda. Does anybody in the council have anything? I would like to add one other item, which would be, I'll call it 8A, and that is going to be a brief presentation by Ralph Gibas about his project of remembering Batavia servicemen and women who are away from our country or from our community at the moment and are serving on foreign soil, and we're trying to raise some special efforts to send them some holiday blessings and greetings, and we'd just like to have him give us an update on all the good work that he's been doing. So we'll insert that. And Ralph, are we calling you still Batavia Cares, or we have a new name for you?
Oh, Batavia Cares.
Batavia Cares, okay. All right. I'd ask for that to be added to the agenda. And anybody else, no other thing? I'd ask for a motion for the approval of the agenda as amended or as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Stark, second by Alderman Chanzit. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Stark.
Aye.
Chanzit. Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Clark. Atak.
Aye.
Agenda as amended is approved by a vote of 14 yes, no no's, none absent. Moving then to item number 5, which is presentation of tonight's consent agenda. Alderman Stark, do you have this, please?
I do. The consent agenda reads as follows. It's recommended we accept and place on file A, the Committee of the Whole minutes for September 9th, 16th, 23rd, 30th, 2014, and October 7th and 14th, 2014. B, Historic Preservation Commission minutes for September 22nd and October 13th, 2014. C, the Plan Commission Zoning Board of Appeals minutes for July 16th, 2014. D, Engineering Department Quarterly Report, October 2014. And the following approvals. E, the October 24th, 2014 payroll in the amount of $728,510.85. The accounts payable check register in the amount of $768,164.76. The City Council minutes for October 6, 2014. Ordinance 1458, the updated Illinois Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, which came out of the COW on 10/21/14 with a 9-0 vote. And Resolution 14149R, the facade improvement grant for Marco property at 2 through 6 North Batavia Avenue, which came out of the COW on 10/21/2014 with a 9-0 vote. I move that we accept the consent agenda as read.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Stark, second by Alderman Vasilian for the approval of the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Stark.
Aye.
Jansit. Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown. Clark. Atak.
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved, 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Okay, moving then to item number 6, which is on the agenda, matters from the public. For items not on the agenda, do we have anybody that wishes to address the city council this evening on something that's not on the agenda? All right. Moving then to item number 7, which is a presentation tonight by the Batavia Chamber of Commerce. Holly, are you going to, Holly Dykeman, our executive director, is here.
Thank you, Mayor, for just giving me a couple of minutes to talk about some upcoming events we have. One is my favorite event of the year, the annual Mayor's Breakfast, is coming up on November 13 at the Lincoln Inn, so please register. This is a great event for not only business members within our community, but also residents to hear kind of the mayor's state of the city address. So please join us, register on our website. On November 19th, we have our monthly Networking It event, which is free and open networking for business members of the chamber and non-members who are interested in partnering with other chamber members. On December 9th, we have the Batavia Women in Business Holiday Luncheon, and that will be held at the Fox Valley Country Club. One of our largest events of the year is our annual awards dinner, and that will be on January 30th of 2015, and that will be held again this year at the Homestead. We give away 2 separate categories of awards. One is the Oli Awards, which is to recognize businesses that have invested in our community, either through redevelopment and remodel of a property or expansion of property, and we like to present them with awards for their commitment to their business in our community. Second is our annual Citizen of the Year Award, very prestigious honor within our community, of which a select group of people have been named, and we are currently accepting nominations. If anyone is interested in bringing up a name to nominate someone for Citizen of the Year, please send that information to me. We like to get a little bit of history on what they have done for our community. It's kind of a lifetime commitment to the advancement of Batavia. So if you know someone that has given above and beyond their normal duties of their work in Batavia for the betterment of our community, whether that through volunteer work or mission work, whatever their passion is, if they're giving back to this community, we like to recognize those. So please send nominations to me. My email address is holly@bataviachamber.org. And if you'd like to register for any of our events, please visit our website, and that is bataviachamber.org. I have with me this evening Ellen Huxtable from Advantage Business Concepts, and she is going to talk with you a little bit about her business. So thank you.
Thank you, Holly, and thank you, members of the City Council, for inviting me. For those of you I don't know, my name is Ellen Huxtable. My company is Advantage Business Concepts. And in my business, I work to give businesses a competitive edge. I specialize in business growth and business profitability, and I help move businesses from knowledge to power and power to significance. I host a small business networking group in Batavia at the Congregational Church, which is open to all. It's free of charge. The website for that is www.ccobnetwork.com. I provide consultative services to businesses. I do mastermind groups for small business owners, bringing together non-competing owners to share best practices and ideas. I do presentations and seminars, and I have a workbook, Turbocharge and Transform, which is a workbook to help businesses transform to meet the new economy and grow. My website is www.advantage-biz.com, and my email is Ellen, ELLEN, @advantage-biz.com. As far as economic impact, I certainly have a direct economic impact, as do most small business people in Batavia. We spend an awful lot of time drinking coffee and eating lunch together in Batavia enterprise businesses. So we do have that economic impact. But one of the things that I'm not a storefront, so I do not have those types of concerns. But like all the small businesses in Batavia, we do appreciate the consideration that's been given to us by the city council, by the city, by community organizations to serve the city and the community through our services, through our skills, and through the products and services we provide. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving then to item number 8. And this is shown on the agenda as presentation certificates for Rotolo Middle School. And let me just give you a little background on this. As all of us know, we are very, very fortunate in this community to have an outstanding athletic program that starts in the elementary schools and then builds to the junior high and climaxes in the high school. And as a result of really some outstanding talent and some high dedication of coaches and some great parenting and some great teaching that goes on in Batavia, we have been fortunate going back 101 years to have been state champions on several occasions in various sports. The most recent one that we all remember, I'm sure, is last year when we won the state high school 6A football championship. And 101 years before that, we had been the state high school basketball champions back in 1912. So as a graduate of Batavia High School, I like to pound my chest and brag to my fellow mayors on occasion that I come from a town where our high school has won both the state championship and in football and basketball. And there aren't many towns, quite honestly, in the state of Illinois that can boast that. And we have that. But in addition to this, I guess I should say, we have, I guess, what we call the building of the high school program, and that starts in first the elementary schools and then it really kicks in at the middle school. And I have a couple of kind of citizens that kind of sit by the side of me and kind of nudge me on occasion when something great happens in the middle schools, and one of them is my friend Nancy Mansfield. And Nancy can't be here tonight, but she's got my phone number, let me tell you this. And, we are Facebook friends, and she philosophically issues a wise statement to all of her friends every day, which I enjoy getting, but she's not able to be here tonight. I don't believe she's come, but she wasn't going to be able to be here tonight. But she called me and told me that we had some real excitement the last few days at Rotolo Middle School as it revolved around, I believe we call it the track and field team. Is that the proper?
Cross country.
Cross country? Okay. Shows you my age when I speak of this for track and field team.
They have both.
But anyway, I'm led to believe that we have tonight to do a little introduction about all this. The Coach Hellman are you here someplace that you were? If you'd come up and maybe tell us a little bit about what happened, and then when we get done, Alderman Wolf, who most of us know is the voice of the Batavia High School Bulldogs on TV, and he knows how to pronounce all the names. And as a politician, I get nervous if I have to pronounce names and don't say them right, because that's what you don't want to do. So he's going to help me, and we got some nice certificates to give out to everybody that is going to be so noted here tonight. And let me just say that this has happened before. In translation, sometimes we don't get always all the names. And so if by odd chance there's somebody tonight that should be getting a certificate that doesn't, I promise you that by tomorrow morning I will be at Rotolo Middle School with your certificate if in fact somebody gets missed here tonight. Hopefully that won't be the case, but we will try to do this the right way. So, Coach, if you'd come forth and tell us a little bit about what happened.
First, thank you for inviting us here to celebrate our students' accomplishments. It means a lot coming from the City Council and our mayor that you recognize their efforts. So thank you for inviting us. It's been a really, really exciting season. Last year, we had an exciting season as well. They took second place, both for the boys and girls. And this year, our kids set off early in the summer with early summer running and a lot of hard work, dedication, early morning practice to get the job done this year. And they set a goal for themselves very early on that they wanted to repeat or better what they did last season. And they've accomplished that. It's a huge team. A team that 7 or 8 years ago started with 20 kids is now a team of 120. And now at the state meet, we're represented by 10 girls and 10 boys who happen to be with us tonight. But the girls went undefeated all season. They came home with multiple first place trophies from invitationals, I think probably like 7 in total. They won their sectionals, both for the boys and the girls. They won the conference title. And then at the state meet, that included teams from all over the state. We can say that our girls' team is the first team in Batavia history to ever come home with a female team state championship, which is really exciting. And our boys came home with a 3rd place trophy. So really, really big accomplishments for them. We're very proud. And I think one of the biggest things is just this season really proved that hard work and dedication goes a long ways. And I think they're learning that lesson very, very early on, that it takes everyone on the team, everyone in the city supporting them, their parents, their friends, their families, and all of you in the community that allow us to run all over town and all of our parks and all of our streets and paths. So thank you for that. And we just are excited to celebrate what they've accomplished. So.
Coach, if you'd wait right here, what I'd like to do is maybe we'll do the girls' team first, if that's okay. And I'd ask you, maybe you come up here and sit or stand here in the center, and I'll come out with Alderman Wolf, and he'll read the names, and I'll give the certificate. We'll get all the team out here in the center of the council, so then there's a lot of people I see with cameras, and we can take a couple of pictures. And then the other bonus is all of you know we are on BATV, and so this will be on TV for everybody to see. I hope we're on TV tonight.
Yes, we are.
Sometimes we're not, but I guess we're...
I've been monitoring it here.
Okay, we're on TV, good. So anyway, if you just give us a second, we'll be out. We call you for it, if you just come one at a time, and I'll hand you a certificate, and then we'd ask you to go up and stand by the coach, and we'll get everybody up here with the...
Mia Gianfrancesco. Megan Ronzone. Audrey Pellico. Josie Adams. Anna Holcomb. Alexa Andrews. Aaron Golden. Anna Giedel. Sabrina Schenkler. And Katie Cole.
So we'll get everybody up here. We'll get everybody's... Smile, you're on. I'll be on camera. Every move you make is being recorded, so.
And next Monday night, while you're doing your homework, you can watch this broadcast.
Okay, thanks, girls. We have Coach Mark Montgomery here. Would you like to make any comments?
Oh, no, we're okay. Okay, first off, we have Adam Kennedy. Joey Kanishu. Ben Barranco. Andrew Lillig. Reed Coyle. Bo Cunningham. Andrew Horlock. Hunter Barth. Donovan McKay. And Tom McDonald.
I just want to say, is all these people are straight from junior high, I'm just waiting to see what we're going to do in high school. So, I have high expectations for the whole community, so thank you for all you've done. So, best wishes for the future, and congratulations on your.
I did want to. I did also want to mention, just as evidence of what the mayor just spoke about, both of the high school teams, both the men's and the women's team at the high school, both did qualify for a state competition coming up this weekend. So good luck to them. And it started out in middle school. I actually have a daughter of mine that's now at North Central running because of Coach Hillman. So the program works.
Okay, as per the action of the consent agenda, I'd like to invite Ralph Gibas from Batavia Cares up to talk about the program that we're anticipating going to do for the holiday season. Mr. Gibas.
That's great. Thank you, Mayor. I would like to address and talk a little about where our soldiers and sailors and airmen are today. Although Afghanistan is going to scale down to 10,000 after the first of the year, we still have quite a few over there, and we're sending. And we are also helping the airmen at United Arab Emirates that are flying the bombing missions over Syria and Iraq. And we have a number of addresses there. And we have military in Djibouti, in Kosovo, and a lot of hot spots around the world that you don't hear too much about. And one thing you probably don't hear too much about is our Illinois National Guard, who are being deployed around the world. They're citizen soldiers who have to leave their civilian jobs, called up to active duty, and go into these hot spots. So we are trying very hard this year to provide comfort packages to them. We are working with Marmion Academy, who is going to do a shop and drop at the Jewel on the 22nd of November. And we'd like to have more addresses of people in Batavia who are serving in the military. We are going to have a display here in the City Hall, and we're going to have some displays all over town with pictures of those that are serving our country at the present time, so that people get to know them as people and provide a little help. We have a program called the Cookie of the Month Club, which we encourage people to bake cookies a month, and then we send them. The USO in Bagram, which is the Pat Tillman USO, especially appreciates the baked goods. They don't get too many of them over there, so they appreciate them. So these men and women that are out there in harm's way are still in harm's way, and with ISIS out there, I have a feeling we're going to be needing them more and more. So Batavia Cares really is dedicated to the fact that we want to provide comfort to these men and women. And if you would like to have more information, we do have a website, bataviacares.org. And we encourage people to get involved. When you go shopping, buy one item for the troops, and you can drop that at Ace Hardware. And Ace Hardware has been for years supporting us and providing a drop point, a center for us to collect items for our packages. Any questions? Okay.
You know, I certainly would like to say on behalf of the community that, publicly thank Ralph. You've been really a driving force in this whole thing for a number of years. And this whole movement, as I remember, goes back to the mid-1960s with the advent of the Vietnam War. And I can remember a number of times hearing people who were the beneficiaries of this say that when they were sitting in some foxhole or trench in Vietnam or wherever you were in that situation, and then later, as we've gotten involved in the Middle East, that this arrival of this package from their hometown at that moment when it kind of hits you is kind of almost an overwhelming experience, and or something that is people are seemingly extremely appreciative of, and really it sends a real strong message that you haven't been forgotten and your service is appreciated, and that really that those back here are really remembering you and trying to do something to help sustain and support you in your efforts. So Ralph, I thank you for helping to lead this and keep this going. As all of you know, we have had them over in the front windows over at 2 East Wilson Street in the old Tomley building, and as all of you know, we just recently had a client come up and is going to open a storefront there, so we had to displace them. And so Alderman Vasilian contacted me, and maybe a couple of the rest of you did, and we've come up with the idea that we're going to come in the door at City Hall here at both doorways. We have an enclosed glass case there, and we're going to give a portion of that case to this project for the next couple of months so that we can display what's going on, and everybody coming in the building, either door, should be able to get an idea of what Batavia is all about, because this is a badge of honor that this community, I think, should wear with great pride, and one that really touches the heart and goes to what we as a community are all about. And we're upholding a long-held tradition going back to the Civil War, when we were supportive of our veterans and those serving then. And this community, through every war that this country has been involved with, we've been at the forefront of trying to be a sustainer and a supporter. And I'm very proud that Batavia continues to do this today. So Ralph, thank you very much on behalf of the community.
Oh, you're welcome. I would share one more thing. This summer, I was at a National Guard conference, and our Illinois Guard was in Afghanistan, and they were serving with a Polish contingent. And they would get all these boxes, and then they would share them with the Polish soldiers, and the Polish soldiers could not understand why they got them boxes, and they said, because people care about us, and they didn't understand that because they don't get boxes. So we can be very proud of, as a country, that we care about those serving in harm's way. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. Okay, moving then to item number 9 on our agenda, which is Resolution 14-139-R, purchase of a police vehicle in the amount of $33,039. Alderman Wolf, do you have this?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. This is authorization to purchase one 2015 Ford Utility Police Interceptor, all-wheel drive, to replace one of the units that was damaged during a traffic accident. It was in August that we had a Crown Victoria that was totaled out after an accident on Randall Road. That was paid out from an insurance claim, I believe, and then we will be replacing it with one of the new Interceptor 4x4s. Cost of the new unit, so everything on it, including the changeover, is $33,039. So I would make the motion that we approve Resolution 14-139-R for the purchase of the police vehicle for an amount not to exceed $33,039.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman O'Brien, for the approval of the purchase of the police vehicle. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron. McFadden. Brown.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Chanson.
Aye.
Motion's approved, 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Okay, moving to item number 10, which is ordinance 14-43, establishing SSA number 59 for the Tanglewood Hills Unit Number 5. Who's got this one? Alderman Stark?
Your Honor, I'm going to recuse myself from the next 1, 2, 3 items, as I've been advised, as I'm a resident of those areas.
You can sit there as far as I'm concerned. You don't need.
Okay, ordinance 1443, actually what we're doing is a little housekeeping. And the background on this is on October 6th, City Council approved ordinance 1442, which established an SSA number 58 that covers all of Tanglewood. And because of that, now we need to do a little housekeeping to clean up some loose ends. So SSA 59, which is the topic of Resolution 14-43, from the COW recommended that we defeat that ordinance because it's no longer necessary. So I would make a motion that we, and this is confusing because it was confusing in the committee. I make a motion that we accept ordinance 1443, establishing SSA 59 in Tanglewood Hills, Unit 5.
Second.
I have a motion and second on the floor. Any discussion? Is this the one you want everybody to vote no on? We need to say that so everybody's clear.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Stark.
No.
Chanson.
No.
Wolf.
No.
Fisher.
No.
O'Brien.
No.
Callahan. Homan.
No.
Sam.
No.
Vasilian.
No.
Saron.
Nope.
Brown. Clark.
No.
Atak.
No.
Ordinance 14-43 is defeated, 0 yes, 14 noes.
13.
Oh, excuse me, 13 noes, 1 abstention. Okay, moving to item number 11, which is ordinance 14-56, terminating SSA number 41, Tanglewood Hills, Unit 1. Alderman Stark?
Okay, this is part 2 of the house cleaning. There was an SSA that covered just Unit 1, and now because we have an SSA number 58 that covers all of Tanglewood, we need to terminate this. And so I make a motion that we approve ordinance 1456, terminating SSA number 41 in the Tanglewood Hills Unit 1.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Stark, second by Alderman Clark for the approval of ordinance 14-56, terminating SSA number 41 in the Tanglewood Hills Unit 1. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Stark.
Aye.
Chanson.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan. Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Brown. Clark. Atak.
Aye.
Ordinance 14-56 is approved, 13 yes, no nos, 1 abstention. Okay, moving to item number 12, which is ordinance 14-57, terminating SSA number 51, Tanglewood Hills, Unit Number 4. Alderman Stark?
This is the last redundant SSA, and so we'll be terminating this one. So I make a motion that we approve the termination of SSA, or ordinance 1457, terminating SSA number 51 in Tanglewood Hills, Unit 4.
Moved by Alderman Stark, second by Alderman Clark for the approval of ordinance 14-57, terminating special service area number 51 in the Tanglewood Hills, Unit 4. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Stark.
Aye.
Chanson.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Brown. Clark. Atak.
Aye.
Ordinance 14-57 is approved, 13 yes, no nos, 1 abstention. Okay, let the record reflect that Alderman McFadden has rejoined the meeting. Okay, moving then to item number 13, which is Resolution 14-145-R, accepting an easement for parking purposes at 131 South Batavia Avenue. Alderman, who's got, Brown?
Sure, I got it, Your Honor. This is the last of the easements that the staff has been working on for this area. It's the parking lot, the common parking lot behind the businesses on the 100 block of South Batavia Avenue. It's on the west side of that block. And really, this has been discussed at Committee of a Whole, and Committee of a Whole moved for a recommendation to the City Council for approval. So I would move for approval of Resolution 14-145-R, accepting easement for the Batavia Avenue parking lot at 133 South Batavia Avenue.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman McFadden, for the approval of Resolution 14-145-R, accepting the easement for parking purposes at 131 South Batavia Avenue. Any discussion? Clerk call the roll.
Brown.
Aye.
Clark. Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Transit. Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron. McFadden.
Aye.
Resolution 14-145-R is approved. 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Okay, moving to item number 14, which is Resolution 14-147-R, authorizing execution of a contract for downtown snow and ice removal. Alderman Wolf, do you have this?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you. As part of the Street Division Snow Removal Program, we contract out for snow and ice removal services in downtown, in certain portions of downtown. Because of all the work that we have done downtown, this is necessary, and basically it's the process where snow basically gets moved 3 different times during this process to move it off of sidewalks into places where it can be piled, and then also taking it out of downtown. We opened bids on this on October 15th, went through all of this at the Committee of the Whole meeting. We did approve or recommend to council approval of a contract for $65,000 with Tovar Snow Professionals, and we did decide to go with a pay-as-you-go rather than a lump sum on the contract. So I would recommend approval of Resolution 14-147-R, authorization to execute the contract for snow and ice removal services with Tovar Snow Professionals for $65,000.
Second. Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman O'Brien, for the approval of Resolution 14-147-R, authorizing execution of a contract for downtown snow and ice removal services. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Clark. Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Transit.
Aye.
Resolution 14-147-R is approved. 14 yes, no nos, none absent. Okay, moving to item number 15, approval to waive formal bidding for purchase of a UHF repeater radio system from Communications Direct of Batavia, Illinois, for the amount not to exceed $50,000. Alderman Clark, do you have
Yes,
this?
thank you. I'm going to present the resolution, and then I'll make a motion to waive the formal bidding. The City of Batavia Electric Utility is in need of a way to communicate during electrical interruptions and during normal day-to-day operations. Previously, we've used cell phones with push-to-talk capabilities, but that technology, I guess, has been outdated and doesn't support what we need anymore. So we are going to back, as Alderman Brown indicated, to the dark ages, and we are going to get a radio system. It will have a large area of coverage. It has 2 repeaters, and we got quotes from Communications Direct and another one from Motorola. So we are going to, our staff is recommending that we go with the Communications Direct quote for amount not to exceed $50,000. But first, I will waive formal bidding for this purchase.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clark, second by Alderman Brown for motion to waive formal bidding on the purchase of the UHF radio repeater for Public Works. Any discussion? Clerk call the roll on the motion to waive formal bidding.
Clark.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Transit.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Motion's approved, 14 yes, no no's, none absent. Alderman Clark?
Yes, so we are going with the local business. Communications Direct is a local company in Batavia here. So I will make a motion that we approve Resolution 14140R.
Second.
Okay, this is item 15 on the agenda then, which is Resolution 14-140-R, authorizing purchase of a UHF radio repeater system from Communication Direct to Batavia, Illinois, for an amount not to exceed $50,000. Any discussion?
Your Honor, I'd actually like to let everybody know that this also was less than what it was direct from Motorola. The local pricing from the supplier locally is actually less than I think what the state bids were.
And this also has the capacity to expand, not just beyond the electric utility.
Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Clark.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Transit.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Resolution 14-140-R is approved, 14 yes, no no's, none absent. Moving to item number 17, which is Resolution 14-146-R, approving lease agreement with Sprintcom Incorporated for installation of antennas and building modifications at 1392 West Wilson Street. Alderman Clark, do you have this?
Yes, staff has been in negotiations with Sprintcom, Inc. to work out a lease agreement and site construction plan that will allow them to install antennas on the west side water tower, and then will modify and utilize the former U.S. Cellular Communications building that's adjacent to the tower and already there. So the term of this agreement is for 5 years, total revenue stream of approximately $184,800 over the 5-year period. Attorney General has reviewed the lease agreement, so I make a motion to recommend approval, or to approve Resolution 14-146R.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clark, second by Alderman Brown for the approval of Resolution 14-146-R. Any discussion? Alderman Wolf?
I just wanted to make a comment. When we built the water towers, we had quite a bit of discussion at committee level and at the city council level when we were going to put the railings on top of the water tower so it would allow that we could put antennas on there and lease the space out. I think the public definitely needs to be informed and know that we did this for these types of reasons. For $184,000 worth of revenue coming into the city over 5 years, it cost us, I think, about $5,500 to put the additional railings on top of that water tower. I believe this is the third antenna on that water tower. So I think we made a pretty good investment by doing that and being able to lease that space out. You know, I think not often do we get to tell the city and the residents that we actually did something that good and made that much money off of it. So I think we have to talk about it when it happens.
I just have a question regarding it. I hate to bring it up now, but just Sprint, as I understand it, is putting up more than one antenna, a couple of things. What happens to the U.S. cellular antennas? Sprint isn't taking those down. Get kind of
I
crowded.
believe we have an answer to that. But let the Public Works Director give it to you.
About 3 weeks ago, we entered into an agreement with a tri-party agreement with Sprint, U.S. Cellular, and the city. And as part of that agreement, U.S. Cellular will be abandoning all of their facilities and removing them, but leaving things like conduit so that we can pull the new wires in for Sprint. So, but the tower, the antennas on the tower that used to belong to U.S. Cellular will be coming off and basically making room for the Sprint antennas.
to get awful crowded up there if they were to stay, correct?
Right, yeah, no, they'll be taking all their facilities that they aren't going to use anymore that we don't need are going to be removed, but anything that Sprint might use, we're going to retain, so.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Clerk, call the roll then on the motion.
Clark.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Transit.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Resolution 14-146-R is approved, 14 yes, no no's, none absent. Moving to item number 18, which is Resolution 14-148-R, requesting an Illinois Attorney General investigation of the Prairie State. Alderman Clark, do you have this?
Yes, thank you. After careful consideration and from citizens' requests, the city attorney drafted this resolution. The resolution outlines the Prairie State project and requests the Attorney General to investigate the following: whether the city of Batavia was given full and accurate information about the Prairie State project prior to the time it entered into the agreements, and whether any affirmative material misrepresentation or material omissions were made in the presentation of information to the city of Batavia with respect to the Prairie State project. This was discussed at the last committee of the whole, and I make a motion to approve Resolution 148R.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clark, second by Alderman Fisher, for the approval of the request to ask the Attorney General for the Prairie State investigation. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Clark.
Aye.
Atak.
Aye.
Stark.
Aye.
Transit.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Callahan.
Aye.
Homan.
Aye.
Sam.
Aye.
Vasilian.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
McFadden.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Motion's approved, 14 yes, no no's, none absent. I want to thank all of you for your yes vote. I think it strengthens the request while we have a unanimous vote of the city council. I mean, if we'd sent this thing out of here with the divisionary, there would have been some messages attached to that, and it was unanimous. So I appreciate your faith in the staff and our recommendation that we go ahead and do this. That, I think, means a lot to the whole action in its totality, so thank you. Okay, moving then to item 19, the administrator's report. Mr. McGrath.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. As you know, the budget was put out last week. If you haven't had a chance, your hardbound copies are upstairs in your mailboxes. If you could please review those and send in any questions to the staff, and we'll get right back to you. We did have a delay in getting the budget out to you, so we understand that the process, at least for Thursday night, you may feel like in kind of a pinch. We do think it would be better to at least go start the process, because the staff does have a presentation, and we have a meeting scheduled for this Thursday at 7 o'clock and the following Thursday, the 13th, at 7 p.m., and we'll see where we get during those two meetings. Again, I'd ask you to please send in any questions. We've received, I think, 6 or 7 thus far. We'll be sending out the responses of those tomorrow morning, I think, because we're finished with those. And we'll be sending out other responses and posting them on the website as we receive them. We received some inquiries into the wanting to know what the status was on the street program. Starting out with the Baptist Church parking lot, we held back on having any of the milling done because we wanted to allow people to park there as long as possible. The lot was milled last week. Some concrete was poured inappropriately. It was pulled out, not at the city's expense. It was re-poured today, and we're told it'll be asphalted tomorrow, and that the Baptist Church parking lot, knock on wood, should be available for parking on Wednesday. The street programs should be substantially complete this week. The original project was to be completed by last Friday, so we're in a liquidated damages period of time. There have been some extenuating circumstances. I think Dave Brown has mentioned before there has been a concrete shortage in the area. under those circumstances, sometimes some of the major contractors get some of the concrete supplies before smaller ones. So, but the program should be done by the end of this week. The last leaf collection, or formal leaf collection, has been done. We have one more scheduled for both the east and the west side, but that is weather permitting. We constantly have to be ready for snow to fly and get our trucks ready. So if the weather permits, there'll be one more last pickup on the west side on November 10th, and one last pickup on the east side on November 17th. During this month, November, you can also get rid of your leaves by putting them in a bag and putting stickers on them. And for the month of December only, you can put them in bags without a sticker, and they will be picked up on your ordinary garbage day for free. Otherwise, you can consider mulching them. The last brush pickup will be on the week of December 1st. It's a citywide pickup, so that's your last opportunity to have brush picked up. We have a public informational meeting, an open house regarding the Main Street project. Main Street is to be reconstructed from Water Street to Van Nortwick in 2016 into 17. We have a meeting that's open to the public on November 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. in this room, and people are free to look at many exhibits that we have that feature different parts of that project and different aspects of the project, and ask our engineering consultants and our engineering staff. Tomorrow evenings, we've been sending out some communications tomorrow evening's cow because of the trying to stay away from putting a lot of things on there because of the election. At this point, there are only there is no real legislation on that agenda. So I guess, Mayor, maybe at some point before we end the night, you can address the issue of whether tomorrow night's meeting should go on or not. And also, I would like to, if we could, I was out of the room when you first did the consent agenda, or approve the agenda. If you could remove item number 20, I was expecting some survey information to be in for that discussion, and it's not ready. So when I get that, I'll send that out to the council. And then that's all I have.
Do you have anything under 24?
Yes, I do. I don't have anything under personnel, but I do have something under the purchase and sale of electric power.
Okay. Any questions of the city administrator? I talked to Bill earlier today. Over the weekend, I received several inquiries specifically from the business community about this, when we were going to get the street work done. And there was some angst in the parts of some of them about the parking lot at Washington and State, that wasn't done. And there's the next few weeks are very critical, according to all of them, as far as their businesses and volumes of business, that this is some of their key weeks of activity, that they really seriously need that business, up and running. And I knew we were under a constraint as to the street work was supposed to be done. Was it the end of October? Was that when we were? Last week. So, I would think the contractor's feeling the heat of that and would be, getting things done. I know I've had some conversations with some of the folks over in the 3rd Ward and the 5th Ward over on McKee Street, that we've got the sewer tiles or the manhole covers still sitting out on top of the asphalt, and we haven't leveled that off. So hopefully Bill's report that all this is going to be taken care of this week is welcome news to all of you. This isn't restricted to Washington and State and McKee Street. There's also some parts of Park Street and Fayette and Redant Road, and there's some stuff scattered hither and yon around town that is going to have to be cleaned up. But it looks to me, I tried to ride the street program today just to get a handle on what it was, and it looks to me like it's mostly just asphalt paving, I think, is what needs to be done. So I think we'll get most of it. But when that snow forecast came in last weekend, I started getting a little nervous. We were going to be trying to, pave on top of the snow for a while there. But fortunately, I guess we'll hopefully get by and get this done. I know some of the rest of you have mentioned to me in the last couple of days you had similar questions from constituents in your own ward, so I wanted to make sure we covered that in full detail tonight. Okay, going to committee reports. Community Development, Alderman Brown, do you have anything?
Thank you, Your Honor, I do. And just to kind of piggyback on what you were just talking about, and I know Bill and Gary, I know you're going to be all over this contractor, but with the forecast being what it is for next week, surface paving is out of spec. So I sure hope they get it done this week, otherwise we're going to end up the same position we were in last year, where we're putting down surface when we shouldn't be. So we need to really put the pressure on these guys to get it done this week. And now we got rain in the forecast for tomorrow, so I don't know. Good luck. Meetings to announce. Plan Commission for this coming Wednesday at 7:30. There's a few items on their agenda. First item is the administrative design review for the design modification for the Wendy's restaurant at 1905 West Wilson Street. They plan on doing a new corporate design, I guess you could say it is. It's quite elaborate. It's got a lot of glass to it and a lot of shine, and it kind of looks very contemporary. So they're going to try to really spruce that up to try to draw in more business. I met with the owner on that at one time, and he had told me that they were losing quite a lot of business out there as compared to where they thought they should be. And in comparison to all of his other, I think they have 18 other stores, that was probably the worst performing store. So what was kind of interesting was that they were willing to make the investment in it because they felt as though that Batavia was the place to be, and it was worthy of the investment to try to get the sales back where they thought they should be. So that's coming to Plan Commission. Another item is an administrative design review, public hearing for the amending of the text of the zoning code for Chapter 2.8, Parks and Open Space, 4.1 for site regulations, 4.6 for nonconforming uses for lots, parcels, structures, and signs. And then the last thing on their agenda is the subdivision code amendment to the land for the cash contribution requirements, which was something, Your Honor, that you brought up with the public school district. And so that's being brought to the Plan Commission for their consideration. That's at 7:30 on Wednesday night. There's a special committee of a whole meeting for the budget at 7 o'clock. I believe Alderman Stark is going to conduct that meeting as the chairman of Government Services. And then Historic Preservation is meeting on November 10th, Monday at 5:30, along with the Bicycle Commission is meeting that day. And then the next committee of a whole meeting is November 13th at 7 o'clock, which is a budget also. The meeting tomorrow night, I'll bring it up first here tonight, Your Honor, if you don't mind. There's nothing on the agenda, or then discussion if we want to have it on streetscape and TIF and anything else that anybody wants to bring up. But I think under the circumstances with the election, I know some people have got places to be, so I don't see any reason to have a meeting, but we'll go around the room. That's all I have. Oh, one other thing under, just before I let it go, reminder that November 17th, the city council meeting, is the night that I would like to set up a couple tables here and bring in the toys for the Batavia people that really need the assistance for Rudy and that group of people. So that's all I have.
You want to make this, let's get this over with on this meeting thing. Does anybody have a need to have a meeting tomorrow night, or would Alderman Brown like to make a motion to cancel the meeting for tomorrow night?
Make a motion, we cancel the meeting for tomorrow night.
Second. Moved by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman O'Brien, for the council to cancel tomorrow night's committee of the whole meeting. Clerk, call the roll.
Brown?
Aye.
Clark? Atack?
Aye.
Stark?
Aye.
Transit? Wolf?
Aye.
Fisher?
Aye.
O'Brien?
Aye.
Callahan? Homan? Sam? Vasilian?
No.
Saron?
No.
McFadden?
So that vote was 12 yes, 2 no, none absent, so the meeting stands canceled. Public Utilities, Alderman Clark.
Looking at the calendar, I have nothing to report.
Administrative Services, Alderman Stark.
That's funny that you called it that, because all of a sudden I thought, wait, the committee name changed. As Alderman Brown brought up, budget meetings, special cow nights Thursday, November 6th and the 13th. And then on November 18th, we have discussions, November 25th, we have discussions on wage and salary ordinances. And that's all I've got.
City Services, Alderman Wolf.
Thank you, Your Honor. As the city administrator mentioned, we do have leaf pickup, if weather permits, the next 2 weeks, the 10th and the 17th for the west side and then the east side. Also, make sure to look at the website if you have any questions on when to put stickers on bags, if you want to bag leaves, and when to leave them off. And then committee of the whole meeting, city services portion for November 18th would be City Hall inspections, 6 SSA levies discussions, and driveway permit discussions. That's all I have.
Okay. Anybody in the council have anything else they wish to bring up?
One quick question.
Alderman
The
Strong?
special J cows on the 6th and the 13th, they're 7:30 start time? 7. Thank you.
Anybody else? Alderman Callahan?
There was a article in the paper about Siemens possibly removing the foundations in January. Do we have an update on that?
I don't have an update on the January removal dates. I had some phone tag with one of the representatives today about the parkway removals, the parking removers along Van Nortwick and McKee, to find out when that's going to happen, but I was not able to connect with them before the council meeting tonight. But they are still moving forward with that, with the notice to the adjoining property owners and the affected property owners, but I do not have an update yet as to the January date.
Have they said anything about any extra remediation that might be needed to be done?
They don't know yet because they have to do the testing first to find out if there's any additional contamination. So that's the next step, is to get the borings done on the property and get the testing done to see if there is in fact any other contamination. If there is not contamination, then presumably they could continue on the removal schedule and have that removed in January.
And have they given you a date as to when the borings will be taking place?
Not yet, they have not, no.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions from the city council?
I've got a couple of things here. First off, as BATV board president, I would like to announce that BATV did seat 2 new board members to the BATV board, Dr. Pam Wicks and Dave Lundborg. So we have a full complement of people back on the board. They're both at-large members. Also, again, want to congratulate the Rotolo Middle School cross-country teams and wish good luck to the Batavia High School cross-country teams as they both head downstate this week. Unfortunately, also bad news from the high school. The boys' soccer team lost in the sectional final last weekend, as did the Batavia High School football team. After completing 4 back-to-back conference titles, they lost to Mount Carmel on Saturday. But I do have to say, being out there at the game, I think there was just as much pride with those kids walking off that field after a loss as there was walking off the field in DeKalb the year before with a state title. So I think we all have a lot to be proud of the kids that were there, the coaches, everybody that's involved in it.
They got pushed up a division from Mount Carmel, right? I mean,
Right.
so
Well, Mount Carmel has won, they've
That's a
been
powerhouse.
state title, I think, 12 times. I mean, that's a very impressive track record at that school. I mean, the coach has been there for over 30 years. They were 8A title holders 2 years ago, 7A last year, and my guess is they're going to be the 7A title holder this year.
So we did very well.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just said we did
Size-wise,
well.
the school, the crazy formulation that IHSA uses to pair that out, we were riding the edge of the 2 classes last year. We were the largest 6A school last year. We're one of the smallest 7A schools this year.
And the ball was tipped.
Yes, the ball was tipped, I will say. We're 2 penalties away from an undefeated season and still in the playoffs. But it is what it is.
Just to remind everybody, because this would be easy to forget, that the committee of the whole meetings for the budget start at 7 and not 7:30. So plan on being here a half an hour early.
I need to remind everybody to vote tomorrow. Yep, the polls open at 6 o'clock. City Hall is not a polling place tomorrow. If you need to find out where your polling place is, go to www.canecountyelections.org. Click on Are You Registered? It will tell you that yes, you are registered, hopefully. If not, there's still grace period voting tomorrow at 5 locations, and you can find that out also on the website. But click on Are You Registered? It will pull up your voter registration and your polling place.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because the last couple of elections, on Election Day, we have people showing up here to vote because they've heard that this is where you can vote, and you can vote up till Election Day, and then you can't vote here. And something like that doesn't translate to me, but I guess that's the rules that they operate by, and so it is somewhat confusing to a number of folks.
They only have so much election equipment, so they
that
had to go to
explained it
the
to me.
local polling places. But at the Kane County Clerk's office or the Kane County Branch Court, you can register for grace period voting. You can register and vote at that time from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow.
All right, anybody else have anything? I just wanted to take a couple minutes and pontificate for you on item 23, the mayor's report. Alderman Brown mentioned a couple minutes ago that one of the things that we are working on right now, based on some staff recommendations, is a upgrading or an updating of the land cash ordinances that the city of Batavia has on the books that we charge to support and sustain new growth in the Batavia school system and new growth at the Batavia Park District. And for a long time, we used to sit here and be loudly criticized by the builder community for the cost of the Batavia land cash fees that were being charged on all the new houses that were built in Batavia, particularly in the late 80s and in the 1990s when we were in the building boom. And we were way too high in the opinions of a lot of people, but hey, it was what it was. And as far as I was concerned, all this new growth was going to bring increasing demands on specifically our schools. And at the end of the day, when it came time to build McQueen School and Hoover Wood School over on the southeast side, there was quite a bit of cash in the kitty that Batavia could pass on to the Batavia School District that they could apply to the construction costs of both of those buildings, and therefore keep down the impact it had on the property taxpayers of Batavia. That being said, I really am pushing rapidly as much as I can to get this done, because I continue to sense that what land is left in Batavia's area to build on, there are birds flying in the sky from the development world that are very anxious to come in and locate new housing opportunities in the community of Batavia. And so I'd like to have this new fee there to greet whomever that we can get this money to specifically help bring down whatever additional burden this may mean to some of the other governments in town. Interestingly, one of the things that we have now gotten, and I had a gentleman call me a couple weeks ago and say he was going to come down here and wanted to speak to the city council, although he hasn't shown up yet, about why we weren't getting on with building the Mooseheart project, because he was waiting in the wings to build a house or buy a house in the Mooseheart project, where we have some new development ideas in mind that, as you know, we have approved a number of living units down there, specifically 830 of them that are in the Batavia School District that are age restricted, that you cannot have any kids in, but they will be taxable, along with 130 acres of commercial. So that would be a nice shot in the arm for the issues that surround the Batavia School District when and if that is ever built. But I've been meaning to call Mr. Hart down at Mooseheart and suggest to him that we seem to have a whole bunch of people, not even from out of town, but in town, who seem to be waiting to hear for that to get going. I've had several in the last week tell me that they were very anxious to see what was going to be unveiling down there because they're very seriously interested in relocating in that project of a age-restricted senior living community of, a higher end that they think would be part of Batavia. So there's a lot of customers at the gate, so to speak, and so I'm anticipating that you will all start to hear more and more pressures about that from people in town, because I'm certainly hearing it down here, and we get people showing up at the door and asking questions about when's this project going to get going, and I don't know if Mooseheart, quite honestly, has even picked anybody to be a developer down there, but they certainly must have some suitors down there because we got people here asking a lot of questions about what's going on. So I just wanted to let you know that there's a market out there for that type of housing, and, I would think it would be better to get on with it sooner than later, but maybe I'm just being overly optimistic or anxious, but we do seem to have quite a bit of activity in that regard here. The other thing I just wanted to mention, and I put a little blurb about it in my column here at the opening of the latest magazine that we put out. All summer, at every festival, every event we had here, inevitably I would get asked by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, what is this green thing down here in the corner at Island and Wilson? What is that thing? What is that supposed to be? And so I had this speech, which I put in the paper, in the magazine here, and we have a plaque that's being made that's going to illustrate and say that to anybody that walks by and sees it and whatever have you. But really, at the end of the day, I think that, and I certainly don't get any of the credit for this because it was the idea of the staff to do this, but those columns down there basically represent some very good examples of some of the artistic talent that existed in Batavia in the late 1800s, specifically in the foundry world, where we had some people that had talent to make foundry patterns and molds that were then used to create ornate columns that you decorated storefronts with. And the ones down on the corner here particularly were done by Shumway Foundry they were at the other end of the street. They had started business in Batavia in 1872. They stayed in Batavia until 2003. At the time of their closing, they were the longest continuous business in the history of the city of Batavia. And to their claim and fame, beyond making decorative columns that were used on storefronts around America, they were the ones that for many years produced the Academy Award statue that was given away at the Academy Awards in the famous program that's on TV once a year. And they made those down here at the other end of the street. And the real credit for this object art down here in the corner belongs to two people. One was John Shumway Sr., who owned the foundry up until about the time it closed, and he knew that those columns had been made by his great-grandfather in 1880. And they were done at the request of Myron Kinney and John Jeffrey, who owned a store over at the corner of River and Wilson. And it was after the Great Chicago Fire of 1872, and Kinney and Jeffrey wanted to have some decorative columns on the front of their storefront, similar to what they were seeing was being put into downtown Chicago with the rebuilding of the city of Chicago on places like Marshall Field's store, that there's those same type of decorative columns on a lot of the storefronts. So they sat down with Mr. Shumway, and he came up with these ideas, and they made the columns and the molds, and then they were taken down to Aurora to the Love Brothers Foundry because they needed a big foundry that could pour big items. And so that's how these things got here. In 1976, the building that was Kinney and Jeffrey was later owned by my uncle, and he sold it to the state of Illinois in 1976 for the widening of the intersection at River and Wilson, and the building was tore down. And Mr. Shumway, to his credit, had the foresight to come over here and then ask Mayor Robert Brown, who was Alderman Brown's father, if the city would cooperate then in taking those columns off the building and saving them because they were such of a historical artifact to the community. And Mayor Brown thought it was a good idea, and he instructed the demolition company to carefully, when they tore the building down, take those columns off before they hit it with the wrecker's ball, so that they could be preserved and saved for whatever reason. I don't think anybody really knew at the time, but they were significant history of what early Batavia artists and industrialists' talent was. And I mean, if you go look at them, there's quite a bit of flair of art in them. And so I'm very pleased that they did get saved by Mayor Brown and Mr. Shumway. And the plaque will so note that they were the ones that led this move and got this done. But when I explained it to all these different people over the summer that asked me, what is that? When I tell them, everybody thought it was a great idea. But a lot of people thought, boy, the city's really going off the roof now with yet another strange one here on us. And what does this mean? And, how much did the city pay for all these? And, we didn't really pay anything. We got given them to us. And I think they got repainted, but that may be about the only cost of any significance. And they are particularly important to Batavia because they represent a really great era of Batavia's early industrial talent, specifically in foundry pourings and in windmill building. And so that's kind of our great community story, and I think future generations hopefully will appreciate what those are and what they mean, and the rest of the community will understand what those are now that we're kind of telling the story about it. So that's why they're there. Yes.
Just to add to what you're saying, back when I was on Historic Preservation Commission, when the Shumway complex came down, they were required to do a photo documentation of all the buildings that were there. And somewhere, I think, buried in the city's archives are all those photo records, and if not, I have them in my own records. So it may be that there's some cool photographs that could be a part of that display.
There is. I believe we already have resurrected those.
Oh, okay, good.
And there's this is a big thing we've put together, and we've also inserted a little additional thing about the history of how this thing got erected. But it talks about all the early industries and, various businesses, and there's a number of pictures that'll be part of this plaque thing that'll be set underneath those columns down.
Good. Okay.
Okay, that's what I got to talk about tonight. So I guess we'll go to item 24, which is the executive session. Alderman Brown, you want to make a motion for executive session for the purposes of discussing purchase and sale of electrical power?
So move. Second.
Moved by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman Cerrone. Clerk, call the roll.
Brown?
Aye.
Clark? Atack?
Aye.
Stark?
Aye.
Chanzit?
Aye.
Wolf?
No.
Fisher?
Aye.
O'Brien?
Aye.
Callahan?
Aye.
Homan?
Aye.
Sam?
Aye.
Vasilian?
Aye.
Cerrone?
Aye.
McFadden?
Aye.